where I do begins to bloom, from first yes to forever. This is the Greater Garden Route Wedding Expo podcast. Your love story starts here.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Greater Garden Route Wedding Expo podcast. Got all the words right. We are very honored to have Joy with us today. En soos hulle in Afrikaans sê, ons gaan met die deur in die huis val en jy gaan vir ons vertel wat jy alles doen. Jy doen baie lekker goeders. So introduce yourself, tell us what you do, and it's over to you.
Okay, hello everyone. It's wonderful to be at the Greater Garden Route Wedding Expo podcast. Yeah, wonderful. My name is Joy Apollis and I am a baker and cake artist. So I am actually a teacher, a trained teacher. I've taught for many years, but I've also always made cakes. And it's been a side hustle that has become a main business over the years. And I'm also specialized in a lot of things. I think my speciality, or the thing that sets me apart, is the artistry on the inside of the cake and also on the outside of the cake. Okay. So I specialize in painting with buttercream on cake, so I can make beautiful floral accents on cakes, but I also specialize in sculpting, like sculpting flowers and wedding toppers and brides and grooms and all sorts of things. I bake other things as well, like I make wedding cakes, normal birthday cakes or celebration cakes and cupcakes and cookies, but I focus a lot on wedding cakes, especially because it's a growing industry, and I really love the thrill and the kick of making a wedding cake because it's slightly risky. Anything can go wrong. So I think I am addicted to the adrenaline of actually seeing that it comes together beautifully at the end.
That is just the way out. I mean, being in the wedding industry, we said a couple of podcasts ago, almost also now 20 years.
Yeah.
One of the most daunting and nerve-wracking parts of the wedding industry is the delivery of the wedding cakes.
The delivery of the wedding cakes.
I mean, how do you go about living in South Africa, making your money from wedding cakes with roads that's very unpredictable?
The roads are treacherous, especially at wedding venues.
Yes.
It's not like in the city, it's like in the bundus.
Yes.
Like you have to like go bundu bashing with my little car. Like, and you have to, sometimes the cake falls apart a little bit. So I always take an emergency kit of extra buttercream, extra whatever you need. And then you must just be able to roll with the punches. I think it's you must be able to be able to work under pressure well. Yeah. Definitely. And then of course I think if you can prepare for I don't know if you've seen that taxi in town. It says on the side, prepare for the worst. Expect the best but prepare for the worst.
I like it.
That should be the quote of wedding cakes.
I love
just be
everything about it because you must be prepared to adapt.
You must be.
That anything can happen, that you maybe have to start from scratch when you arrive at the destination.
It really is, and it's really, I think it's very important that you must be able to deliver. The dream that the bride had of the cake, I try my level best, and so far I've had a good run of being able to deliver exactly what they want. Because I think that is a great disappointment if they come there and they say, oh, this is not the picture that I sent you.
We've had an incident of a beautiful wedding, destination wedding in the Western Cape, where the moment that the bride walked into the reception area, her sister stood in front of the cake.
Oh dear.
Because it was so not nailed it.
Oh dear.
That they actually made a joke. They asked us to not even show them the photos.
Oh.
That was like that, almost a wedding cake blotched.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So it's amazing that you can say that your track record this far is nailed it.
I try to. I have a funny story as well. So once on Saturday afternoon, I didn't have a wedding cake that weekend, and I was just like at the end of Saturday, like I'm ready to be done for the weekend, when I get this phone call from a groom very nervous to say, hey, is this Cakes of Joy? I just found you on Google. Do you have a wedding cake available to be picked up? And I said to him, my friend, that's not how it works. But how can I help you? And he said him and the groomsmen were traveling from Dispatch to Jeffreys Bay, and they had to travel with the wedding cake, and they put the wedding cake in the boot. So by the time they got to J Bay and they looked in the boot, the wedding cake has fallen apart. And I said, there's nothing that I can do for you except I can try to rebuild the cake. So they came to me, and the bride phoned them and said, where are you? And they said, oh, it's okay. Ons gaan nou daar wees. While I quickly mixed buttercream and I patched up the cake. I had to cut things off, and the cake was slightly smaller, but
oh my word.
I tried to save the day.
That is, what is it, Pope? The fixer. That is you.
The cake fixer.
It was a cake emergency.
Yeah, Joy the cake fixer.
Yeah. Anyway,
Olivia Pope, the fixer. She's the Joy, the cake Olivia
That's Joy,
Pope.
that's actually incredible story.
that it was very
Wow.
funny. Yeah, I just did it because I felt so bad for them, and I was like, this
Yeah,
guy
it's
is about
amazing
to
if you
get
can.
married. He can't start his marriage on a negative.
So you definitely saved the day there.
Yeah.
Oh my
And the fact that the
goodness.
groom was involved, it's not like it was a family member
No,
transporting
it
the
was
cake,
the
it was
groom
the groom.
and
So,
the
yeah.
best man.
No,
Yeah.
it was not that,
No.
not that good.
There's something you said right in the beginning that kind of stuck with me.
Yeah.
You said artistry inside and
Yeah.
outside. So I'm very curious, and I'm actually very disappointed with myself, because this should not have been a podcast. It should have been a cake and tea, or a coffee and tea. A coffee
Can
and
we
cake.
do a read?
I should have bought tasters. You guys can pop in. I always have cake scraps in my
Yeah.
in my cake
Keep it
scraps,
to
always.
But
yeah.
tell me about the inside.
Even if you just drive past, you can just stop for
Okay,
some scraps.
we might just take you up.
Out.
So tell me about the inside. If you say artistry on the inside, I mean, obviously on the outside you can be quite
Yeah,
creative.
yeah.
So do you mean like you mix different layers or different
There's no
colors?
pictures on the inside of the cake,
I
unfortunately.
know, but until you cut it. But I mean, that's
But
what's so
sometimes
amazing.
that could be fun. That could be fun.
Putting
But
a picture.
but it's very important that for me, it's so important. Like I feel like wedding cake has gotten a bad rap
Totally.
because of the cakes of back in the day, hey, the
Yeah.
80s when
Yeah.
we had fruitcake. And no one eats fruitcake. And so it was like this hard icing in the fruitcake, and it was a monstrosity, but no one ate it.
No one.
So I feel like the new way of wedding cake is that it must be able to be devoured. It must
Yeah,
be so
definitely.
delicious that there mustn't be anything left. So it's very important that the cake must be delicious and that it's the flavors that the bride and the groom love. So I love to create new flavors. Like sometimes I ask the bride and the groom what is their favorite dessert, whether it's malva pudding or amarula or chocolate cake or chocolate mud cake, or Cook Sisters, whatever they like. I like to create a cake flavor that they love.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
yeah, so some brides and grooms are adventurous, and I love them so much. They think up the craziest things, and I'm there for it. Hey,
Okay.
I'm there to
Okay.
deliver it.
Okay.
But it doesn't happen so often. I feel like mostly people are very safe,
Yeah.
and they go with what all of the guests would like. So usually it's a combination of vanilla flavors and chocolate flavors, which can also be fun and exciting. But I mean, even my basic vanilla cake and chocolate cake are very delicious. So yeah.
What is your most way out request for taste that you've had?
I have had, let me think. This one bride wanted a green velvet cake. Was it a green velvet cake? And she wanted pistachio.
Oh, I so
flavor.
imagined that when you said green.
Yeah. So the green velvet, we actually, I feel like we colored the velvet cake with spirulina and like natural green things. And then it was only the one little tier of the cake, and I think only the bride really loved it. I don't know how the guest felt about it, but it's an adventurous flavor. And then it was like a pistachio buttercream with little bits of caramel candy inside. Yeah, so that I really like that. I also, the one that I thought was personally most delicious is the bride loved cheesecake,
Okay.
and the groom loved amarula. So we made And the bride also liked chocolate cake, so we made like a decadent chocolate cake, and it was layered with amarula cheesecake.
Oh my goodness.
And doesn't that sound wonderful?
It sounds like heaven.
Yeah.
Especially that combination.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amarula and cheesecake.
Yeah.
And chocolate at the bottom.
Yo.
I mean, that is heaven.
That sounds wonderful. Apple crumble in a cake. Yeah.
I must ask, while you baking it and making it, do you get to taste a little bit?
I do.
I think you must.
I really do.
It's important.
Yeah, it's very important. But I can't so much anymore because it's not good for me.
But you need to do quality assurance to make sure that it's.
I do. I definitely have to taste. They say you can't trust a skinny
I
baker.
agree.
Yeah,
I agree because
definitely.
they never taste.
Yeah. But luckily, because I deal with cakes all the time. Only when it's like a brand new flavor, I go, oh, let's eat another bowlful. But most of the time, like chocolate cake, vanilla cake, the rest.
Tasted it.
Yeah, I'm steaming up. It's okay. I know it's good. I know it tastes good, but people say that. But personally, I'm disciplined enough not to eat a slice a day.
Okay, I hear you. Joy, I need to ask you. You were also one of the, call us our inaugural event. You were one of the exhibitors there. So, what did the expo mean to you? Was it worth your time and your investment? What was your take on the Greater Garden Route Expo?
I think it meant so much to me because I feel like I've really wanted to differentiate my business, which is Weddings of Joy, which specializes just in wedding cakes, from Cakes of Joy. So my brand, Cakes of Joy, is like, my logo is yellow and it's fun and it's creative, and I always post like the fun things that I do and the creative kids birthday cakes and things. But I really wanted Weddings of Joy to be a little bit of more of an exclusive brand that will appeal to the wedding cake market. And I've had this idea for a long time, but actually I was able to launch it at the Greater Garden Route Wedding Expo. And it's been really successful. I feel like people have started to recognize me as the wedding cake person in the Koga area.
Okay.
And I've ever since the expo, I've had like an influx of wedding cake orders, more than before. Before it was like maybe like once a month or once every other month, but now I really have a consistent flow of orders. And also like it's been really wonderful. A lot of the people that actually, the last few orders that I've gotten have been people that saw me at the expo.
Okay, so that's amazing.
That is wonderful. And obviously, the expo is the exposure.
Yeah.
Exposure. But if people taste your cake,
they're
gonna. And everyone at the wedding, it's not just the bride and groom that taste the cake. Everyone witness it for themselves.
Definitely.
That is the best marketing ever, to taste it yourself.
It has been
in the pudding.
Yeah, even at the expo, it's been really funny because I had these beautiful dummy cakes. Because obviously I can't bake so many cakes just for show. I had a few dummy cakes, and people were they loved the art. And then they would walk past and they was like, hey, would you like to taste? And the moment they tasted, like, oh, can I have your business card?
Yeah.
So it really is the taste that hooks people.
That is the thing.
And I feel like I'm really blessed by the fact that I've had the girlies talk about it, like, oh, I'm getting my cake from Joy. I'm like,
exactly.
Okay.
It is
in the bag.
It's a household name.
Yeah.
It's now that
it's baby steps.
Wedding talk is cake of joy.
Weddings of Joy.
Weddings of Joy.
Yeah.
That is the association that people have now. It is it's a name that you want to have to associate with your wedding cake.
And I would love for that to happen, not just because it's trending or because their friend got it, but because of the experience that they have from
themselves.
Ordering from me, from like the cake consultation and the taste of the cake, and knowing that I'll be able to create what they dream of as
the delivery,
cake.
what you promise.
Yeah,
it is so. It's just something that flows through all the podcasts that we've done.
Okay,
is our service providers really want to give exactly what they say and more, and the personal attention to detail and the bespokeness. We all have passion for what we do. And everyone that we've had before you is also like so driven to make the clients happy.
Yeah.
They really want to deliver for the clients. It's not for our own sake. It is so that they can have that joy.
Yeah, it's a service.
Of the dream cake.
You want your client to be happy.
Because it is actually such an honor to be part of someone's special day. It's not just a special day, it's a holy union.
Yes.
And it's the beginning of a future and a new family. And to be part of it really is something very sacred and that you have to honor, and you can't do it flippantly.
Totally. It is an honor for us all in the industry.
And I mean, your part is also, it's a very big tradition in every single wedding. It's one of those few things that's actually got a slot on the timeline. It's a specific thing, cutting of a wedding cake.
Definitely. I'm so thankful that COVID is over, because the cakes in the time of COVID, I don't know how the photography and videography was, but
challenge.
Hey, the cakes were small. I mean, I still made those cakes.
10 people.
I made those cakes.
What is, now that we talk about small cakes, I mean, we did small weddings. COVID made us look at the world totally differently.
Yeah.
But what was your biggest assignment?
Oh, wow, I can tell you.
Okay, please.
Listen, I had a bride from the States, a bride and a groom from the States. I feel like maybe they met here in J Bay, and so they decided to come and get married here. And they ordered a 4-tier cake, which is probably enough for about 200 plus or 250 or more people. So it was like a humongous cake. And they ordered a groom's cake, which was in the States they have this tradition where the bride has a cake, and then the groom's cake is a depiction of the hobby of the groom. So they wanted a fishing cake. So it was a humongous cake with a bass, like a bass fish on the cake. And then the cake itself was 4 tiers, and I had to paint forests on it. And then they asked me also that the cake stand needed to be a boomstomp, what do you call that? A tree trunk. Yeah. So listen to this. So for the tree trunk, I had to go and find, because you can't buy a tree trunk. So I was like driving through J Bay, and then next to the Newton Hall, I saw a big tree that was just cut off, and I had to go apply to the municipality that I can have this tree trunk. And then I had to go borrow a chainsaw and get someone to cut down
the tree trunk.
That's nothing, the tree trunk. So now I had a piece of tree trunk to put the 4-tier cake on. And then I had to go get a chisel, because I had to chisel their initials in a heart into the tree trunk.
And you did that all?
I did that all. So the cake was probably enough for about 400 people. Oh. Guess how many guests at the wedding? 35.
No.
Yep. True story.
Where did the cake go?
I don't know. I feel like they froze some of it.
I
maybe.
Hope so.
Yes, I hope
yeah, I hope they gave some to the people working there.
I hope thinking,
and it was also very interesting, different flavors. Like it was, every
goodness.
layer was a different flavor.
You want people to taste that.
Yeah. So I'm sure the 35 guests tasted
it. They had enough.
They had enough.
Yeah. You can only eat so much cake.
Yeah, you can only
sitting.
really, But I mean, I'm thankful. It was a good order for me.
Oh my goodness. That must have been a big challenge. And were they happy?
Yeah, they were very, very happy. And I loved the cake. It was just the cake was, I had to paint like a forest on it, but it was all monochromatic. So it was like white, painted on white. Okay. So it was very beautiful. Okay. And then the groom's cake was very interesting. But yeah.
Oh my word, fish on a cake.
Yes, there you go.
Something
so
else.
you get interesting things.
Everything.
And different styles, different temperaments, different aesthetics.
And obviously I've seen the new trend of the long cake.
Yes.
Candles being blown out from the side. So have you had an assignment like that?
I have had they call the long cake the table runner cake.
Yes.
I have had one, and I'm begging the brides to please send some more my way. I loved
I
making
know,
it. Yeah.
and it is such a nice thing out of a photography point of view to photograph.
Yes, and I feel like the grooms are a little bit embarrassed to be doing the blow out of the candles and the kiss. So I've tried to convince people, but they're like,
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean, in any case, they usually give a kiss after giving each other a little
I feel like there's
piece.
so much pressure to first go this way and then I don't know.
Okay, so maybe they get
But
stage fright.
I love the table runner cake trend. I really, really love it.
I must say, and it looks like such a practical cake. It is usually a normal, like a chocolate cake or a sponge cake or whatever, just with nice icing on. And it will be easy to transport. Because you can
Actually,
you can stack.
Yeah, I had a table, but that's the only one for now. Please, Jesus, send more.
And it will be.
Yes. So that one I had to deliver to, what's the place called? Mosterthoek.
Yeah, we know where that is.
You know that bit?
Yeah.
Do you know that road?
Yeah, down to the bottom.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah. So I took the cake unassembled. So I took all the parts. I took the meter long cake board and then all the pieces, and I actually assembled it
down there
right there, just because it wouldn't have survived. I can imagine that cake sliding.
No, I think the what do they call it? The runner.
Table
runner.
I think those cakes are usually assembled on site.
And it was so fun. Everyone just enjoyed watching the process of it being.
It is. It's I think a more immersive for the
experience.
Guests as well.
Yeah. So it's trending now. I'm very thankful for it, and I really love making it.
Okay.
It's not as dramatic or structurally challenging as a
6-tier cake. So is there a place online where people can go and get some inspiration and see some of the stuff that you've done?
You can, for sure. I have a Facebook page called Weddings of Joy. And then I also have a Facebook page and Instagram page called Cakes of Joy and Weddings of Joy. Okay. Yeah. So
we'll list them in the description for the podcast so people can go and have a look.
I'm busy working on a wedding cake website. So it's coming soon, the next few, maybe month or so.
Wonderful.
And we need to ask, are we going to see you at the 2026 Expo?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We're very glad.
Maybe a table runner cake there or something?
Maybe a table. I can't guarantee that it will be a real cake, but there will definitely be testers.
The thing is, if you put out a real cake, I'm just thinking about myself. I can smell a cake when I walk into a hall. And the cake is by the end of the wall.
So the only guest that will see that cake, or the only people attending the expo that will see the cake is the first group. From about 10 o'clock onwards, there won't be any cake left.
I think everyone will be just like, can we please have Joy?
But luckily, there will always be enough cake to eat, to share. There'll be cake to share. Yeah,
let them have cake.
Let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake.
And then also, I think maybe I'll try to bring in more trendy, wedding cake trends, so that people can see what is coming next in the So I feel like, I don't know if you also found that, as much as people love to be on trend, when it's your wedding day, people tend to convert back to tradition. So even though they are the most adventurous, colorful person, it feels like most people need a lot of persuasion to try something new. Yeah. So it's only...
Especially with the splashing of colors.
That
is definitely something that all the brides are not brave enough to embrace, because there's a lot of brides that you must now learn their personality a little bit beforehand. And sometimes you're surprised at the understatedness or the
conservativeness.
Totally conservativeness. I think it's to do with they maybe going to be scared of what's going to happen in the next few years, and it's going to be stylish,
and then photos in 20 years time. But I'm here for all the brides. I'm here for the traditional ones. I'm here for the colorful ones. So I can really...
You can do anything but their heart desire.
I will let them, whatever it is, even if they just want it very plain.
That's wonderful.
Is there, from your point, some advice you would give a bride or a bridal couple planning their wedding when it comes to their wedding cake? anything that you feel is, I don't know, from advice point of view, that they should consider?
Experience.
Because I mean, I think exactly what you said now, a lot of people tend to be, like Adi said, conservative when it comes to their wedding planning, and it might be something that they think their parents or whoever expects them to do something specifically. But I don't know if there's something from your point of view that you feel brides should think of when they consider a wedding cake.
I feel like they should think of themselves. Just like you said, like sometimes people consider the in-laws or they consider what the people will think. But actually, it's your day and it should serve you as much as you want to serve people. That you are the one that will actually remember it for the rest of your life. So if there's something quirky that you want to do, or whether you just want plain, make sure that it's something that you love. And even when it comes to flavors, make sure it's a flavor that you love. Why would you want everyone to, if your grandmother loves the fruitcake, but you want the pavlova or whatever, do what you want. Yeah.
That is the best advice. I mean, if you take, for instance, on our wedding day, my mother-in-law, bless her, I love you, Mom. She insisted, because we didn't have a wedding cake. And we lived in Pretoria and we got married here on the beach. And she said she insisted that we have a cake. She will take care of it financially. And I told her, I don't do cake.
Yeah.
If she really wants to, I would just want meringues.
Yeah.
And she said, okay, we can build something, because I mean, she's also very, very good with baking. And I said, no, I don't want anything else than just stacked meringues.
Yeah.
So I got exactly what I wanted.
And we enjoyed it.
I like plain meringues. For us, it was always when we were at a birthday party, we had to close our eyes, have prayer before the party starts.
Yeah.
And me and my sister would always steal meringues during prayer and have it melt in the mouth and just stand there like you had nothing. So I'm crazy about meringues, and it was for me.
That's so special.
I was happy that I could have what I wanted and not be like having a cake and not really, or I'm not really into cake at that stage. Now I'm very much into cake.
So thankful.
But at that stage I was just a meringue person.
Yeah.
And it's very true.
Yeah.
I mean, brides and grooms must not decide or have anyone else influence what they like the girl with the pistachio. Even if no one else, it is her wedding.
Yeah.
It's after all your wedding.
Yeah.
So
And it must be something that is significant and that means something to them, and not just like because the people just because the people will like it.
A few weddings ago, the couple had ice cream as part of their dessert because they love ice cream. But what was so interesting, there was only 3 flavors. There was the groom's favorite flavor, if you can call it what, the bride's favorite, and then there was vanilla.
Yeah.
So
there was chocolate, there was rum and raisin, and
vanilla.
there was vanilla.
So each of them had their favorite, so people could taste what they like. And if you really didn't want to, you can go with the vanilla route.
Safe,
But I mean, that's what's so nice about it, because it's actually your day as a couple. So other people come to experience what's important to you, what you like, and I think that's what you said and what Adi said.
Everything must be signature to them.
I mean, there's enough options, but I mean, at least give them a chance to taste what you like.
Or at least now they know.
Yes.
Now, even if they didn't taste
like,
it, they know
they don't like rum and raisin.
You taste it once and you will never forget that.
And then there's some people who taste it and they go, this is the one for me.
Yes.
Very special
there you
person.
Go. That's like marriage, maybe, for every person.
It is.
There is your niche.
Totally. To each their own.
Yeah, for sure.
Joyce, thank you very much. It was an absolute pleasure chatting to you. And I think when we do this again, we'll make sure that there's cake on the table.
We'll do it in her kitchen while she's baking.
Yes.
So that we don't waste the time. We can talk, she can bake,
and
we
if
can eat.
And if you're not sure in terms of real taste.
I love geselskappies while I'm baking. The worst is to do it alone. I think that's just... I love doing things, so you're so welcome to come and do the next podcast while I'm knee deep in cake batter.
That sounds very, very nice. So once again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you at the Expo on the 29th and 30th of August at
Wonderful.
Mentors Country Estate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soon.
Soon.
Doesn't feel like it, but it is.
No, it's we said in the previous one, what's it, a few months ago?
May.
A few months.
April, May, June, July, 4 months.
Yeah. And that goes past so quickly.
Yeah,
we just
for sure.
seen.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Yay.
And it's time for our jingle.
Hey.
Where I do begins to bloom, from first yes to forever. This is the Greater Garden Route Wedding Expo podcast. Your love story starts here.